everyone, so today we have a special guest with us. This is Olaf. He's the newest member of our family. He's a very tiny bright orange kitten. He's very loud, very cuddly, super sweet, and loves the kids, and the kids love him. He hasn't completely warmed up to our dogs yet, but um, I think he was the perfect addition. So, this is our special guest for the video today. He's very tiny. Oh, look at him. So, just wanted to introduce you guys to Olaf. Hey everyone. So, thank you for coming to my mom talk. Today's mom talk is about sickness. So, RSV and the flu have been going around like crazy around us. A lot of my friends, a lot of people I know, their kids have either gotten RSV or gotten the flu or gotten this unknown virus that has similar symptoms but doesn't test positive for anything. Both of my kids also had that. We went through throwing up and fevers and coughing stuff up and runny nose and miserable and all the sick things, and went to the doctor and they tested them for flu and they tested them for strep. He said, I don't think they have RSV. He said, the only thing we could do is test for the C19. And I said, well, I don't want to put them through that if you don't think they have that. He said, well, I don't. And that's that. So it seems they had some type of virus that was just going around. He said he saw a few other people with the same thing. Their kids had the same symptoms. They didn't test positive for anything. And that's it. So, our little ones have been sick for the past week and a half with that goop stuff, and it has not been fun. I think I now am starting to come down with whatever it is because I've got sore throat and some stuff built up, and it's not fun. It's not fun. So, I just want to talk about the fact that when you tell people not to kiss your kids or be in their face, or if you're sick, to stay away, wash your hands, and people just don't listen. It's very upsetting as a mother. It's very upsetting as a person in general, because if I was the kid, I wouldn't want to be around someone who is sick, and I wouldn't want to be in someone's face. So I just wish people understood more. Sorry. I just wish people understood more, because it's extremely stressful having two sick kids and not knowing what is causing it, not knowing where it came from, and making sure we don't go that way again. It's, I don't even know how to explain it, how heartbreaking it is to listen to your 1-year-old cough and cough and cough until he throws up what he had eaten 2 hours ago, because he can't breathe, he can't catch his breath, and he just keeps coughing until he throws up. And with our 1-year-old, he was born with the flap in the back of his throat wasn't properly developed, and so he's always had this little wheeze. And they said it would get better by 1. He still kind of has it. It's not as bad as it was, but sometimes when he gets really upset or when he gets sick, it causes more problems. And so now that he's been sick, it's been causing more problems, and it has been a roller coaster these past 2 weeks with him. And thankfully he's starting to get better, but it has been very difficult. It's been very hard. So, when a mom asks for you to not kiss their baby, to not be in their face, to not touch them if you haven't washed your hands recently, and to definitely not be around them if you have been sick, please listen. Because there are babies dying every day from RSV, from the flu, from strep, from anything, because they can't fight it off because they're so tiny. They don't have an immune system yet. And so it is extremely important that you listen and you respect the mother when they say that, or the father. When they say, please don't do that, please don't do that. I don't know what else to say about it, because it's so upsetting to see how many kids are sick because somebody didn't listen, because somebody didn't pay attention. And then a side note of it is daycare or school. You send your kid, you think, oh, they're not that sick, they'll be fine, nothing will happen. And you send your sick kid to school. And then one other kid gets sick, 5 other kids get sick, 10 other kids get sick. The teacher gets sick because you sent your kid to school because they were sick. Now, I understand it is hard because a working family, it's hard to keep your kids home sick. But there's got to be a limit of when you send your kid to school. If they are coughing stuff up, if they have a fever, if they are throwing up, I mean, don't send your kid to school. I remember so many times growing up, going through school, kids were sick and their parents sent them to school, and then the entire class, more or less, would run through the same sickness, and it would be one kid be at this day, 5 the next day, and there was nothing you could really do about it, because once it was in there, it was in there. It's a circle. It's a domino effect. Just like growing up with my mom and sister, it was the 3 of us in a house. So if I got sick, my mom got sick, my sister got sick, we all got it. And then we probably run through it again 1 or 2 more times before it actually left the house, before it vacated our life. Hence the strep. I got the strep, and then my mom got sick, and then my sister got sick, and it just kept running through me before it ran through them. So sickness is such a huge thing, and people just kind of brush it off like it's nothing until the most recent pandemic. And it should never get to the point where the government says don't do that and then you don't do that. It should also be, if a mother, a father, an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, if someone says don't do that because you are sick, don't come around the baby, you are sick, listen. Please listen. Just please listen. Because it has been rough for me, and they didn't even get the RSV, they didn't get flu, they didn't get any of the serious things, but it has still been pretty scary. It's been late nights, me watching, making sure he's breathing properly, making sure she's breathing properly, making sure their chest isn't going in too far, because then it's an emergency going into the hospital with the RSV. So it's a lot. And I know a lot of parents right now that are going through the RSV and the flu, and they're having to stay awake and watch their children and give them medicine, and I know it's a struggle. And they're having to miss work because their kid has a contagious sickness that can't be spread around. So, to reiterate the full video, if you are sick, if you've been around someone who is sick, if you are going to be around a newborn, a child of any young age, please do not kiss. Don't get in their face. Wash your hands. It's just the simple things. Washing your hands and not being around a kid when they're sick, not kissing them. You could save a kid's life if you are sick or been around someone who is sick. And even if it's not as drastic as saving a kid's life, you could save a mother and a father a lot of stressful time. So, basically, to end this video, I hope that if any of you have sick kids right now, that they get to feeling better soon, that it's not too bad. And I hope that everyone understands that being sick is a serious thing. It's not a brush it off, simple whatever. If you are sick, you can spread that sickness to everyone. Also, if you are sick, try not to go to the store unless you absolutely have to, because now you are spreading your sickness around to hundreds to thousands of people. Because you touch the buggy, you touch things on the shelves, you just cough and it's in the air. So if you are sick, stay home, take the medicine if you have medicine, and get better, and rest. Please don't spread it. Okay, well, now that I've went on my rant, thank you guys for coming to my mom talk, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.